Thank you so much for joining us for KPRC2 News at 6. I'm Daniela Guzman.
And I'm Keith Garvin. Many lines were seen across Harris County today. Thankfully, all seem to be running fairly smoothly. The first polls in several East Coast states have just closed, with early results now coming in from states including Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, also South Carolina, Vermont on that list, as well as the Commonwealth of Virginia.
KPRC2's Gage Goulding live outside a polling location in Bel Air. And Gage, you've been really taking a different approach here on learning about what is driving voters to the polls today. You literally got out a board and a marker and asked people what's on their mind. What are they telling you?
You know, I feel a lot of people, especially in today's climate, they don't want to talk about voting. It's like one of those topics nobody really wants to discuss, particularly who they're voting for. A lot of people, that's their business, and that's okay. So we went with a different approach. We said, hey, come here, old school journalism, pen to paper. I got a question here. Write what you want. If you don't want our cameras on, that's okay. I just want to know your raw thoughts. And we've asked many questions today, but this one, kind of a bland one. Why vote? Why come out here and vote? And we got a lot of really good answers, a lot of really deep answers. A father with his child here, because you have the power to affect future generations to come. That's why he came out and voted. Another person saying, I vote because silence is not an option with all the major issues in this country, because becoming a U.S. citizen is a privilege. That's an incredible one. To protect our freedoms, everyone's voices should be heard. Another one, I immigrated to this country and worked to become a U.S. citizen. Voting is a privilege. It is a way to make your represented voice count. So a lot of really great answers, but this is one that I expected to hear a lot more of, but this was a really good answer. To protect my rights, I have the power to decide what I do with my body. No one else does. This is a young woman who wrote this here and was one of the final ones on this word cluster here. I asked her, I said, what does this mean to you personally? Take a listen to her response.
I'm here to protect my rights. I have the power to decide what I do with my body, and no one else does.
Was that the most important reason for you to come out and vote today?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to protect myself, and, we're not going back. We're just moving forward, and, protection is key.
I think this is one thing that everybody that came out across the country to cast their vote has a similar idealism. Because I care about our country's future. It doesn't matter who you're voting for or what you support or what you don't support. We are all coming out here as a country to vote because we care about our country's future. That is the one similarity in every single question that we answered or asked today, and all the answers that we got is that people care about their country's future. It doesn't matter if they agree with their neighbor or not. They care about where we are going with this country, and I think we're going to see that with a lot of different answers that we get here in local races, at the state level and the federal level. So this is a really cool way. This was an eye-opening way for me to learn more about why people want to vote, issues that matter to them here locally and, of course, across the country. So a lot of really good answers. We're not done. I got another one coming up. We'll talk about it here in just about 30 minutes. We'll see you then.
All right, Gage.